Hi everyone, my name is Shelly. Welcome to my channel. So I did a poll on Instagram stories and here on YouTube to figure out what videos you guys would like to see next. And 83% of you guys said that you wanted tips on how to achieve healthy locks. So that's what today's video is going to be. So before I jump into it, if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also, if you're already a subscriber, check to make sure that you that the little bell next to the subscribe button is checked, because I realized that YouTube changed their stuff and people keep telling me that they're not seeing my new videos even though they're subscribers. Anyway, so let's just jump into it. So number one, the first tip that I want to go into, and I can't stress it enough, is to remember that healthy hair, healthy locks really starts from a clean foundation, clean hair, clean scalp. So make sure that you have a good regimen, a good wash routine, and I'll post links below for my wash videos so that you can see like what I do, but the gist of it is to make sure that you're really washing your hair. Use a clarifying shampoo first, follow up with a moisturizing shampoo, and just make sure that you're really cleaning your hair, squeezing the shampoo inside of the lock, to make sure that you're not just cleaning the outside and you actually clean it inside as well. And also massage your scalp to make sure that all the dirt and debris and oils and the products that you've been using is actually washed out properly. And also when you're washing your hair, make sure that you're rinsing your hair properly. That's the most important thing, because you want to make sure that you're really rinsing shampoo out of your hair. To have shampoo dried in your hair is just going to dry it out. So just make sure that you really spend a lot of time on the rinsing part of your cleansing routine, just to make sure that you get everything out. Especially if you're using conditioner, you want to make sure that you're really washing the conditioner out of your hair really well. And I'll really make sure that in this video in the description box I put as much references to what I'm talking about as much as I can. So tip number one, make sure your hair is cleaned properly. Also, if you have starter locks, this also applies to you. Make sure your hair is clean. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you can't wash your hair till, months and months and months. Like, make sure you wash your hair and have clean hair. You really want to start your journey properly, okay? Number two, do not retwist often. I know when you see the frizz, you're like, oh God, you have to retwist, palm roll, interlocking, whichever method you use. But the problem is that if you keep retwisting your hair often, or retightening your hair, interlocking often, then what you're going to do is you're weakening the root of your hair, and that's the part where you really want to be as strong as possible, to be able to have a healthy lock. So just please make sure that you're not retwisting your hair every week. You're not interlocking every 2 weeks or something. Just make sure that you have a good amount of new growth when it's time for you to do your retwist. That doesn't mean that you must wait long to wash your hair. You can wash your hair and not retwist. Remember that. You can wash your hair and not do a retwist, okay? It's okay. It's okay to have frizzy locks. It's a part of the journey. Just enjoy it, work with it, use this time to understand your locks, understand your hair. For me, my hair is frizzy as hell. Even if I retwist 2 days ago, it looked like it's been months, but I'm not gonna retwist every 2 seconds to have like clean, manicured, as I would say, locks. Sometimes it's frizzy. Right now it's a little messy. It's a little, freezing my roots, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. So please do not retwist often. I can't stress it enough, okay? Number three, pick your products wisely. I don't know how much to stress this, okay? I will honestly say that you can't necessarily go wrong with having a collection of oils to use in your hair and liquid products like sprays, you know, water soluble products, because those would be easier to wash out of your hair. I honestly believe that creams and stuff like that is a little bit hard to get out. Also gels, I'm not a fan of gels. I know some people are. Some people retwist with gels, but just make sure that it's not super high with alcohol, because they would dry your locks out. However, I do know that people, you know, seem to like gels, but for me personally, I would stay away from it. I would prefer to use something in my hair that I can actually get something from, instead of just a styling product to hold a retwist, if you get what I mean. So for me, I have a water bottle that just have water. I also have a water bottle that have rose water mixed with different oils. I'll post a link to where I talk about this below. Okay, next tip, number 4: cover your hair at night. Get a satin bonnet or a lock sock. The lock sock that I use look like this. It's like this, all the way to the end, and I basically put it over my head, and let me show you. So I put it over my head and put all my hair in, and then the back that's hanging, I basically just tuck it under, and that's my you know, lock sock for the night. And also it's kind of stylish too, so I can wear it out if I'm running errands and stuff. Let me fix my hair. Yes, so cover your hair at night. And also sometimes I'm really lazy, and I'm not the only one who's like really lazy sometimes. So having a satin pillowcase for those lazy days will help, because at least your hair, even though your hair is out, it won't be tugged on, you know, by your pillowcase or, you know, your sheet or whatever. And then that can also cause, you know, lint to like be stuck in there, and you have to like use a tweezer to like try to pick it out, kind of thing. So yeah, so just make sure that you're protecting your hair. The next tip I have is reduce tension on your scalp. Okay, back to what I was saying about the retwisting, right? So I know that we love to have hair that is all neat and manicured, so we have all these, you know, these nice styles like updos and whatever, but it causes so much tension on your hair. And a lot of times when you look at people that have locks, their edges is like almost gone. And not just the edges, but sometimes you see they have like bald spots and stuff. So doing these tight styles can cause alopecia and all other kind of, you know, issues, and then you end up with bald spots and stuff. So you really don't want that, right? So I know it's tempting to have these nice, you know, styles all the time, but it's really not good. Okay, so really pay attention to how much tension on your hair. And also when you use like a scrunchie to pull your hair up, like try to get something that's not going to be like super tight, like that you have to, you know, wrap a couple times. The one that I use this from Locs Accessories, and I basically, let me show you, if I want to pin my hair up out of the way, I just put it under. Hold on, let me do it again. So you see it's got two ends, and I just connect the two, and that's it. So I just push it in, connect it. I know it's messy because I'm not doing I'm not like looking in the mirror, but it just holds it out of the way, and it's not tight and not causing tension to my scalp. I like to leave my hair alone anyway. Okay, so the last tip that I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna make a whole video on this separately, and this last tip is to consider lock brushing. Research lock brushing. This is something that I started doing recently, and I really like it, and I plan to do a video talking about lock brushing. So basically, this thing is my friend, my old brush from when I had loose natural hair, but I've been starting to experiment with brushing my hair, especially when it's like not wet but like damp to dry. And what it does, it does a couple things. So I mist my hair with whatever liquid I have, whether it's my spray bottle or the hydration mist, and basically have it a little bit damp, and then I put oils in my hand and I rub and I put it all over my head, and then I brush my hair. And what it does is that it helps to distribute the product more in the lock. But I will say this: if you have starter locks, like, you should not do this. This is for people who've been locked for like 2 years or more, to do lock brushing. So basically, brushing your hair, evenly, distributes the product through your locks, right, along the shaft. That's one thing. Two, for me, it helps with taming the frizz. So instead of me retwisting to make it look, nice, by using a brush and brushing my hair, you're laying it flat, right? Like, you're laying it down. So it looks better. Also, if you have lint or product buildup, brushing your hair when it's dry before you wash your hair, it can break up the buildup, or take the lint out before you actually do your wash. Because if you don't take lint out before you wash your hair, then you're really washing it in the lock, and then it's gonna be harder for you to get out. So there's so many benefits to lock brushing, and I think it's not enough for me to go into with this video, but I will leave with you that I recommend that you go watch a couple of videos, do your research on lock brushing. Don't do it because I'm telling you to do it, but just start researching about that. And if you're subscribed, when I post the lock brushing video, you get to really see the benefits and how I explain it. But lock brushing, I think you should really experiment with. So to conclude, the 6 tips to healthy locks is to 1, make sure your hair and your scalp is clean. Make a good regimen. 2, do not twist too often. 3, pick your products wisely. Don't use things that you're not going to be able to wash out of your hair, like creams and stuff. Cover your hair at night. Get a lock sock, a satin bonnet, or a satin pillowcase. Reduce tension on your locks, so on your scalp. So don't do too much tight stylings and stuff that will cause too much tension. And lastly, consider lock brushing. And again, I would really recommend that you research that method. Tell me, what are your tips? What are your tips to healthy locks? Do you use any of the tips that I just mentioned? Do you think they're important to you? And also, tell me, have you ever tried lock brushing? Is it a part of your regimen? And if it is, let us know. Share below what your experiences are with lock brushing, if it's something that you like or something that you would recommend to other people. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.